Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CANTO Conversations. The problem of lightning creates havoc in and great costs in electrical damages, line replacement, loss of profits, as well as damage to personnel in different industries. My name is Teresa Wankin, and it's my pleasure to be moderating this section as CERTEC takes us through this technology that can protect all type of structures between telecommunication sites, nuclear plants, livestock, tourism, electrical substations, gas plants, mines, drilling rigs, residences, luxury yachts, and large boats. With a presence in more than 60 countries, this technology is exciting news for the Caribbean region as we are located in the hurricane belt. Before we start the session, I want to recognize the chair of our marketing, our vendors and suppliers committee, Mr. Sheikh, and he is also instrumental, was also instrumental in introducing us to CERTEC and this technology, which I know will augur well for all the members in the Caribbean. To lead this session, we have Mr. Hector Alaya, and he will be assisted by Amando Shefarali. So Hector and Amando, welcome to CANTO Conversations. Hector, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this conversation. My name is Hector Ayala. I am here with the president of the company. He's the engineer Armando Cifarelli, and he will be starting some introduction, and I will be translating because he only speaks Spanish.
Muy buenos días, como explicó Héctor, soy ingeniero electromecánico. La empresa CERTEC se especializa en lo que son protecciones contra descargas atmosféricas y con los años hemos podido desarrollar una idea de Tesla, es decir, gracias a las nuevas tecnologías la hemos logrado mejorar y hemos logrado un producto que hoy tenemos presencia en más de 60 países que anula la formación del rayo.
Yeah, my name is Armando Cifarelli. I'm an electromechanical engineer, and our company, CERTEC, has more than 20 years in business. We designed a product that protects against electromagnetic and electroatmospheric phenomenon based on a Nikola Tesla patent. With the development and the technology, we enhance to manufacture a product that is a worldwide leader in the protection against lightning strikes.
Bueno, yo los voy a dejar acá con Héctor y con mi equipo porque tengo una auditoría que no puedo dejarla de faltar y pido mi disculpa, pero queda con buenos profesionales.
I want to say apologize because I have another compromise that I need to attend because we are under an external audit at the moment, but Hector will be in charge of the presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. We will start talking about the CMCE technology. In this moment, I will share my screen. I will wait until you have confirmation that everybody could see my screen.
Yes, we can. We can see your screen. You can go ahead.
Okay, great. The CMCE technology, as the engineer Cifarelli already mentioned before, is a product that is based on a Nikola Tesla patent. Back in 1916, Nikola Tesla, that famous scientist, was trying to develop a product that are looking to stabilize the electric field in order to use this energy in other purpose. Based on that patent, we managed to design a product that is called CMCE by the acronym in Spanish. Okay, CMCE means in Spanish multiple compensator of electrical field. This is part of the group, as the engineer Cifarelli already explained before. We have been in business for more than 20 years. We are an engineering company. We have our own patents, and we have 3 divisions. One of the divisions is purely focused on manufacturing, design, and commercialize electromagnetic protectors, CMCE. This is an information provided by NASA. As you can see on the image, NASA have a lightning imaging sensor that sends the electrical activity around the world in order to establish where we have the area that are most common affected by lightning strike. After last year reports, we came to know that almost all the regions around the world could be affected by lightning strike. If we are looking back in the past and we can make a comparison, at the beginning, we have some particular hotspots around the world, but at this moment, we have several points around the world that are points that could be a potential target for a lightning strike. Now we will start talking about the CMCE technology. The CMCE technology is a passive technology. When we typically think about a lightning rod, we have the idea of a tip of a metal point that will be the point of attraction for a lightning strike. The CMCE technology is something completely opposite, okay? It's a passive system that is looking to balance and deionize the effects of the atmospheric charges through multiple compensators, and his operating principle is based on compensating and stabilize the electric field excited on the environment. It's very important to emphasize that the CMCE technology doesn't have an internal source of energy, okay? It only uses the electric field that is present on every area, okay? So inside the CMCE, there is not electronic component, and it's not, of course, radioactive. We already mentioned before a couple of times this, but I think it's important to remark that this technology is based on a Nikola Tesla patent. In this patent, Nikola Tesla already mentioned the operating principles that we use in our technology, okay? Based on passive sensors of electroatmospheric charges, balancing the atmosphere of charges that could form the lightning, okay? This is the basic of the heart of the technology, the operation principle. As you know, by physics, opposites charge attracts each other, okay? On this particular slide, we have positive and negative charge. The positive charge are in blue, no, the positive charge are in red, and the negative charge are in blue. The CMCE product have multiple capacitors, and in each capacitor, there is a potential difference that are generating the attraction of charge of opposite polarity to balance these capacitors. And the electrical voltage inside the CMCE is the tendency of compensation of these charges. It's very important to keep in mind that this product have a reference to ground all the time, okay? The electrical current that appears on the ground wire, that is a standard down conductor of 50 millimeters square inch, is the result of order movement of charges between the electrodes, generating an internal electrical field that is in milliamp. The electrical field is not constant, okay? So in one environment, you can have a bigger electrical activity, and in other, the electrical activity could be different, but the thing that we must keep in mind is that the electrical field must be oscillating all the time. This is a formula to calculate the intensity of the current that leads through the ground cable. The formula says that the intensity that leaks through the ground cable is directly proportional to the voltage that appears between the electrodes and inversely proportional to the resistance of the electrical ground. As you know, the material and the soil have different resistances, okay? For that reason, according to the type of soil and weather condition in every one of the facilities we are looking to protect, we have different measures. This is an animation of the process, and you can see how the devices are working all the time. Opposite to traditional technology that are looking to act in a specific moment when you have a storm or when you are close to a lightning strike, this technology, the CMCE, have the ability to work 24/7. That means that even if you are in a sunny day, you will see and you can demonstrate very easily that you have a order movement of electrons that are sent to ground, and this should be changing all the time because, as we mentioned before, the electrical field is not uniform, are always changing. This is an explanation about the shape of protection of the CMCE design. In this particular point, I would like to emphasize something else as well. Traditional technology have a direct relationship between how tall they are placed and the protected area, okay? That doesn't happen in the CMC technology. The only mandatory condition is that we need to be 3 meters above any one of the facilities that we are looking to protect. If you try to make a match with a traditional technologies are always looking to go higher and higher to get a better area of protection. And that's not happened with the CMC technology. In the image, you can see the shape of protection. And for the way that the CMCE works, the absorption are in 360 degrees. That's because, as I mentioned before, the CMCE have multiple capacitors. This is very important. This is how we test that the devices actually works. To test the CMCE under control conditions on a lab test, we performed a specific lab test report according to international standard. In this particular case, we ran a test in Valencia, Spain, in an institute called ITE. By the acronym in Spanish is International Institute of Energy, okay? In this particular lab test, we are using high voltage, and the device is subject to an electrical field generated between an artificial cloud. You will see on the picture over the CMCE something that is very similar to a mushroom. That is the artificial cloud. And we place an artificial cloud on the ground plate and a distance of 1 meter, okay? The procedure to run the test is as follows. We put the artificial cloud, then we put a traditional technology, like for example, a Franklin rod, and we manage to get the distance in where every one of the shots that we send to the lightning rod are sent or generate the lightning strike. We demonstrate that at 1 meter was the distance that every time we shoot a strike, it attracts and it's directly to the point, okay? And then we put at the same condition, at the same distance, the CMCE. The minimum voltage to achieve the standard was 440 kV, okay? We achieved the standard, so we get the certification, but after that, we was looking and we are very curious about how efficient was our technology. And we starting to increase the voltage, okay? And we are able to get to a point of 840 kV, okay? That is probably the highest capacity of the lab. And to be honest, the people that was running the test was already skeptical and worried at that time, because they mentioned that never ever before they achieved so high voltage without having a lightning strike. In that table, you can see the difference between a traditional technology and the measurements we are having with our technology. And as you see, we demonstrate that even with the maximum capacity in the device at 840 kV, we are not generating the discharge, okay? It's important to mention that the impulse supported implies that the voltage are supplied to the plate and raised above. The sample is not conducted to ground through the object located at a distance. And this is the result, okay? And as you can see, we don't have any lightning strike, even if we achieve 840 kV. We have all the reports and we are very open to share with you this information to see the performance of the device. Besides the external lab tests, we have our own lab tests, and every time we are developing a new product or a new model, we are looking to see the performance of all devices. So every one of the units that we sent from our factory have been under test before. This is an example of the protection studies and how we are managing every one of the projects. For every one of the installation, the engineering team of Certec are very, very committed. Our philosophy as a company is not just to provide a product. We are providing a customized solution for every one of the assets we are looking to protect. In this particular case, we are working on a project, and you can see that we have multiple areas protected by our technology. We have several devices, okay? Every one of the circles represents a device. In this case, a CMCE 120 model. And as you can see, the technology is completely scalable. If we look to the protected area of the CMCE technology, we provide a very competitive protection in relation to the price. Traditional technology only have a very small and limited protected area, but our technology have a bigger area of protection, and the technology, as I mentioned before, are completely scalable. So doesn't matter how big is your facility, we can protect with our technology. And another thing that we need to keep in mind when we are making an analysis about the project is that the installation process and the materials for these particular projects that are looking to protect very big facilities we are very competitive in time of prices. Because if we compare with traditional technology, this traditional technology are using more material, more labor, it will have more time in order to finish the installation. And besides that, we provide an aggregated value that with all technology, we are not generating the lightning strike. This is just an example of the area of protection according to the size of the model. In red, you have the CMCE Nano that provides 25 meters of protection. In yellow, you have the CMCE Home or CMCE 55 that provides 55 meters of protection. And in green, we have the CMCE 120 that is the one that provides 120 meters of protection. So we have different models because we want to adapt to what the client are requesting. Just to give you some additional information, our engineering department are working very close with us in order to sometimes develop new products. Because as I mentioned before, we are providing a customized solution for every one of the projects we are working on. We have several models because we want to adapt to what the clients are requesting or are needing. This is the small device we have right now in our portfolio. It's the CMCA Nano. I already mentioned before, but provides a 25-meter radius of protection. This could be useful to protect some very, very small facilities like traffic lights, small tanks, or other. The CMC Home or the CMC 55 that provides 55 meters of coverage. This is specially designed to protect the residents and other small assets. This is the most popular of our models because it's very, very, very useful to protect industrial application. Okay, if we are looking to protect a milestone or if we are looking to protect an industry, normally this will be the model that will be selected for our engineering team. We have some other products that are specially designed for facilities that have conditions, like for example, this especially designed for installations close to high temperature points. For example, if we are talking about a chimney or a stack or industry that supports up to 400 degrees Celsius. This other model is called CMCE Grapheno, and probably is the most popular for military applications and for facilities that have a higher probabilities of lightning strike, because the draining capacity of the graphene by the material and the way this material, the graphene, acts will provide some extra protection. This is the CMC high vibration. Is especially designed to avoid the fall of the equipment and to work in particular type of industries that are always generating some vibrations, like for example, mines. This particular model, the high resistance, is for industries that are close to environments that could affect the CMCE model with corrosion and other. This is the new one in our family, the Twin Max. This is the unit that have been tested in our lab test about 4 months ago, that have the bigger performance and are especially for applications that have a high probability of have a lightning strikes. We also have a special divisions that is specially designed to protect any kind of structures on the sea or on the river. Starting from a small buoy to a big LNG tanker or a cruise or super yacht, we can protect any kind of structure on the sea. The time of develop and research to make these units have been more than 1 year because from our experience, we learned that the situation when we want to protect asset on the sea is different. Because if you want to protect a yacht or a super yacht or a vessel, you are a moving target that could be a point of attraction of lightning, okay? And that took us to make us a special research and to develop this model. And this model have a different configuration and it's very easy to see because the shape is already different. We have 3 models on the marine division. The small one is the gold. The other one is the platinum. That's probably the unit that is standard on this application. And the big one is CMCE diamond. We achieve and we accomplish with international standard. Our company, it's ISO 9001 and 40001 certificated. We are also official provider of NATO. We are part of Dun & Bradstreet, that is an international company that provides reports of the financial healthy of the company. We have a specific model that is certified with the standard UL 96 that is very, very important for the American market. We are CE label and UK CE as well. We also accomplish with a standard that is for all the countries on the common independent states. And we are complying with the Rush International standard. We have a lot of documents that are related to laboratory tests, study cases that are at your service and we can share with us. We have experience protecting critical assets in different regions of the world in different conditions. We can protect almost anything from a small house to a nuclear plant, an airport, an industrial plant. We can protect mines. Whatever you want to protect, you can name it and we can do it. Every one of the projects are different, have specific conditions. Some of the projects are very, very challenging, but together with the engineering team, we always came to a plan that could provide a total support and a customized solution for every one of the cases. I will share with you a couple of pictures of different kind of assets that have been protected with our technology. And this particular one are especially related to marine applications. As you can see, we can protect yachts. We can protect also petrochemical industries. As you can probably already know, these kind of assets are highly risky because if you are thinking about a possibility of having a lightning strike and what will be the effects of the sparks, that could be massive because you have an explosion and an explosion that could follow another explosion and the The result of having a lightning strike in this kind of facility could be devastating. This is a crane system. This one in particular is in Florida. We can protect telecom sites, telecom towers. These particular are probably in Dominican Republic. We can protect substation. On this picture, you can see that we have replaced a lot of Franklin roads and we place a CMCE product. This particular case of this installation is on the Caribbean. The client is CEPM, is located in Dominican Republic. They used to have been dealing with lightning strikes on their facilities and substation or transmission tower in the past. And after they decided to protect their sites with our technology, we have more than 12 years already protecting these facilities without having any incident or any lightning strikes. And for the team and for the rest of the company, we are very, very proud of this achievement. Another example in Dominican Republic as well, you can protect also corporate buildings, radars, that is very, very important. The CMCE technology are not affecting any kind of signals. For that reason, we can protect proximity radars in airports, and that is something remarkable. And of course, this is a critical asset as well. This is a feedlot. We can protect feedlots in different parts as well. This particular case, I think, is in Argentina. We can protect tourism, tourist places, golf courses. We can protect also any kind of stadiums. In these two pictures, you are looking at a football stadium. The one to the left is located in Paraguay. The one to the right, it's located in Cincinnati. It's called the Great American Ballpark. It's one of the most important baseball stadiums and traditional in the US. This is a factory of Ford. It's located in Delport, Detroit. And in this particular factory, they are manufacturing the famous truck F-250. We can protect any kind of application for renewable energy. This particular facility is located in Taiwan. I think it's the third biggest one in all over the world that manufacture clinker. And these installations are related to mines. These, as we mentioned before with petrochemical industry, is a very, very risk area, and we protect a lot of mines in Argentina, in Peru, and Bolivia. And this is a military base. For safety reasons, we are not able to provide a lot of information of this particular application, but we can protect as well military bases. We have protect a lot of military bases in the US and the Middle East as well. This is a very interesting project for a company that is called AES, that is generating energy. We place more than 26 devices on this particular case, protecting basically a substation, fuel tank, water tank, the deck, and all the facility. It's been a very, very challenging project, and we have work very, very close with our local distributor. And the idea of the company is to have local distributor or local partner that could be very, very well known in the industry and that have a very experienced reputation. But besides that, we train the distributor. And for our company, it's very common to visit our distributors, as to train the distributors on the field during the first installation especially. Okay, that was the presentation. And we have a time for questions and answers.
Yes, thank you so much, Hector. This was very, very, very informative. So we have a couple questions, and I would read them for you. I'm not sure if you will take them or you would have Armando take some. The first one is a comment and a question. Thanks very much for this interesting presentation. Do you anticipate that this technology will replace traditional technologies? And in what time frame? Have you any competing suppliers using this technology or developing similar technologies? Can you answer that? Like, what similar technologies are out there, and when do you expect to see this completely replacing the traditional technologies?
Okay, excellent question. We have another competitor in Japan. It's a company that provides a product that is extremely expensive, but we have a very good reputation with our innovation department. They have a specific model, but we have a portfolio that could provide a lot of models in different kind of environments, and we are always working in order to launch to the market new developments from the product and from accessories as well. And probably in a close time, we will launch it to the market, a product that is on the final stage, that will be a condition monitor to have the information of the performance of the device in real time, and you will have it on your desktop, on your mobile. You can check how your device are working 24/7. You have just in a click, you will have data to all the information about the condition of the environment, like the temperature, the humidity. The device will be also sensing lightning strikes in the closest area in case you have it. And that is something that is not released to the market yet, but we are almost there. We are on the final stage, and probably you're gonna hear more about that in the short future. And about the second part of the question, how much time they will take to be this product to the massive use. It's very important to achieve international standard. And normally international standards are always related to traditional technology. With this product, even that we demonstrate that we are not generating the electric field and we don't have a lightning strike, you have to take the people to an educational process, okay? And you need to contact the engineers of the committees that are writing the standards. We are on that process right now. We are in contact with different engineers around the world. Just to give you some additional information, we have an official report for the Nikola Tesla Institute in Belgrade, where the product has been under testing for more than a month. They provide us a report, okay? In the report, besides the performance of the device, they recognize that these products are working in accordance to Nikola Tesla patent. Of course, we have our own patents at the same time. But for the rest of the team, it's a proud that in an institute that is very close to Tesla are well known around the world because it's in Serbia. We achieve something that is significant, and in a way or order, we make an honor to Tesla. Okay.
Okay, great. So the questions are coming fast. What about the guarantee? Does this product have 100% guarantee against lightning strikes?
Yeah, excellent question. We provide a guarantee of 99% because assuming that you have 100% of guarantee, we are acting as God or something like that, because we are talking about natural phenomena, okay?
Yes.
But we are definitely sure if this technology are installed according to the standard that we are using and the installation manual, we can protect that facility.
Yes.
The warranty, the normal warranty is 5 years. In some particular cases, we are providing additional or extended warranty for another 5 years. For example, the case that I mentioned during my presentation about Dominican Republic, they have been using all devices for more than 12 years. I think was already 13 this year. And the devices are still running and they don't have a lightning strike. And we have an issue because the standard warranty was 5 years. We provide an extended warranty for our other additional 5 years. And after that, they came to a point that, okay, we already achieved the 10 years. What's gonna happen now? And we said, okay, it's like a car, okay? You have a warranty for a certain period that the dealer or the manufacturer could provide you. But after that, if you are looking to the services and to the maintenance at the right time, and you are using all the protocols that the factory tell you, the product is still working, okay? And that's the case. We have some of the products already with 13 years already installed and the product is still working.
Great. So what about, do you have a local distributor for this technology for the Caribbean and Latin America? Because I see there's a question that deals with LATAM as well.
We have several distributors according to the country, okay? Depending of what particular country are you talking about, we could have or not have the distributor, but there is always a way to support the projects. In some particular cases, we don't have a local distributor, but we provide a direct support from the factory. But the idea is to expand our network of distributors. We are right now in process of extend the network. Yesterday, I think you met our sales director for the Europa, Middle East, and Africa, and he could probably already told you that we are extending our network in Africa, in Asia, and in other countries. But we are right now on the process of extending our network, and we have much to do yet. I think the Caribbean region could provide a lot of opportunities. We really love to work on projects on the Caribbean because it's an area that is always affected for lightning strikes and big storms. And that kind of projects, the challenging ones of the ones that the team really love it.
Yes. And CANTO could certainly help you get more visibility and in the Caribbean. I have another question. What is the weight of the unit and how easily is it installed in high wind environment? And if, Hector, you can also talk about, like, especially the marine equipment. I noticed in the presentation you said that there was specific ones for the marine industry?
Yeah, we have a special division that is for marine applications. The device has been also tested in lab tests under extreme weather conditions. The installation process is not very complicated. Of course, we have an installation manual and a protocol that needs to be fulfilled for each one of the cases. The engineering department also provides some specific advice about every project. For that reason, we want to think about every one of the project as a different one, okay? Some projects could have some similarities, but we always have the philosophy of providing a customized solution, okay? For that reason, we ask for particular information about the project in order to be sure that we are able to provide a proposal that it could cover the facility. I could guarantee that we are going to be fully protected against lightning strike. But in each case, we have a particular process. Of course, there are some general laws or standards that are for all the cases the same, but we have an installation process.
Okay, and of the average weight in response to that particular question, what's the average weight? Because it looks very small and portable.
The average time for the installation?
The weight of the equipment. How heavy is the equipment?
Oh, how heavy? Depending of the model, okay? The small one could have 1 kilogram, and the bigger one, the CMC 120, could have around 7.
Okay, great. So does the protection coverage the radius of a particular CMCE technology, or is it the diameter? And what is the maximum height the particular product installed, say on a telecom tower? So in one of the success stories were telecom towers. Can you talk a little bit about that, especially the diameter and the maximum height?
Yes, of course. Telecom towers have different sizes. Some of them are installed at 50 meters. Another could be a little bit taller or could achieve 100 or 120 meters. The protected area of the device is, the maximum is 120 meter radius, 240 meters diameter, okay? That's the maximum. But if we have a facility that have a bigger area, there is always an option to install additional units, okay? As I mentioned before, we need to keep in mind that the CMC technology have not a direct relationship with how tall the device are installed. That means that, let's say, let's make an assumption that you have a tower that is 30 or 40 meters tall, okay? The CMCE only needs to be 3 meters above, okay? That's all it needs to cover the area.
Okay. Okay, great. If it's a passive device, is there any degradation in the performance maybe related to corrosion?
Yeah, and there are particular environments or facilities that are in areas that are more exposed to corrosion. And for that particular cases, we develop a special unit that is the high resistance model.
Okay, how durable is this product with reference to the elements? Will it require servicing or repairs at any point? Is there a particular environment which is most effective indoors or outdoors? And if the product requires installation via a ground wire, is the success or sustainability of the product based on the quality of the electrode or existed network? And that, I think, follows from the question before.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Probably I will need to...
Engineer, type that question.
I probably need to describe more in detail. But yes, there is a lot of other factors that we need to keep in mind, like for example, the quality and the resistance of the grounding, the sustainability of the products in time is very good. There is always a mandatory service that should be running at least one time every year. There could be some exceptions. For example, places that are mostly affected for weather conditions that we could probably say, okay, let's do it every 6 months or something like that. Because as I mentioned before, every one of the projects are particular. But yes, we have the way to advise and to work in particular projects in order to make the solution sustain in time.
Okay. So that's questions from the chat. So I have this burning question that I must ask you, Hector.
Yeah.
What do you all have any statistics on lightning worldwide in the Caribbean region and other regions? I guess it's time of year and stuff like that. I know Steve would have talked about a map. Can you show us that map and how you track lightning strikes?
Yeah, excellent question. There is a lot of companies that provide a statistic about lightning strikes. In the past, we was using a lot the NASA reports. Okay, the NASA reports provide statistic about lightning strikes related to particular areas or locations. There is a phenomenon that is happening in the last years. Um, the areas that could be affected for lightning strike are getting increased. Okay, and we have some very strange phenomenon in some cases, that places that doesn't have any rain at all have a lightning strike. Okay, in dry. Okay, uh, the electrical field around the world are getting increased. Okay, and for that reason, some regions that doesn't used to be affected by lightning strike could be a potential target for a lightning strike right now. Unfortunately, NASA are not providing these reports. At least they are not open to general public right now. We are looking for other sources right now. For example, we are working with a company that is called Meteorush in order to provide a report about a specific study case of a facility that we have protected in the past to show a before and after. Okay, but it's very complicated to determine which is the best source, because in the market you have a lot of providers that could provide this data, but you need to be very carefully in order to establish which one is the most accurate and which one provides the real data.
Okay, great. So thank you so much for this wonderful, exciting CANTO conversation this morning. This is certainly a technology that we will keep our eyes on and will promote it among our members and the other stakeholders in this region. For those of you who has additional questions, please feel free to reach out directly to the CERTEP team or to CANTO. We will ensure that all your questions are forwarded to Hector for him to answer it. Before I close, I just have a few announcements, but I want to recognize Sheikh Hussein again and thank you for putting us in touch with this technology via the introduction to CERTEC. So thanks a lot, Sheikh. Keep them coming. This is a forum where we bring the technology to you. Stay tuned to CANTO Conversation, where you will get the topics that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Our next conversation is scheduled for the 29th of March, and we will discuss another interesting topic, mitigating risk to communications network and services in disasters and emergencies. And we look at a case study from Turks and Caicos Island with Sonova. And of course, our conference is coming up where you will see these and other technology. You'll get to touch it, you'll get to feel it. Mark your dates early. It's from the 17th to the 20th of July. We will be at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami, so mark your dates very early. If you want to do business and network with the Caribbean ICT stakeholders, book your tickets early. So that's it for me. Thank you. Stay safe and stay connected with us as we bring you experts in the fields of technology and innovation via our CANTO Conversations. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.